And good day, folks, and welcome back to the Simulation Soccer League. It is the Major League Match Day 4. It's been quite an interesting start to the season here, but you're joined by Pablo Kawasaki, and we got Andres Tejeron here. We got a nice, you could call it a double on two players in the same team here today.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I think we're gonna have a real fun game week today. Match 4, obviously. Kicking us off is Hollywood versus Tenochtitlan. Hollywood playing with their sort of offset 4-2-3-1, which is seemingly a very popular formation with some slight variations we've seen around, and Tenochtitlan with a much more traditional 4-2-3-1. So, yeah, we'll see how this one goes.
Definitely. As we take a quick look on the table here, Hollywood did pick up their first win of the season, picking up a nice 4-2 victory over Romana. Romana picking up a red card in that one, which helped Hollywood to get that victory there. Tenochtitlan picked up a huge surprise victory in their opening match, taking down Catalunya. They did drop their previous match in 3 second-half goals against Sao Paulo in a 3-1 defeat there. So both teams towards that bottom half of the standings, looking to try and see if they can move up the table. As we see a throw in right behind the corner, we'll go straight back towards the screen. It's going to be Hollywood in that blue going from your right to your left, and then the yellow and green is Tenochtitlan going from your left to your right. Early thoughts here in this matchup here, Andres.
Nice little bit of link-up play here by Hollywood. That was almost a great chance. They played some really nice little tiki-taka there. I don't know if you saw it, but both teams seem to be pressing quite high. So I think we're going to see both teams playing on the counter. But no, I wanted to offer a little bit of tactical insight that I've noticed in a lot of teams playing offset 4-2-3-1s across the league, not just these teams, where it's common for me to see an offset striker and then an attacking midfielder sort of on the other side balancing it out, or a defensive midfielder with a sort of offset, more slightly attacking minded central midfielder alongside him. I find it interesting, and I'd be curious to hear what the technical benefits of having an offset formation like that is.
No, definitely. We have seen it on a few teams who are definitely more experienced in
Oh,
FM,
great
but
pass.
see Klose getting put through by Brooks, and Jared Klose picks up his second goal this season with a clinical finish.
Great run though, more than the finish around the goalie. Watch this run between his two men. He's a little bit closer to one of them. Finds a channel though, beats him for pure pace around the goalie near post. That's a fantastic little striker's goal from Klose. And I do believe his role is that of a poacher, if I'm not mistaken, which is exactly what you want your poacher doing in that scenario.
And you're absolutely correct there that it is Brooks setting up Klose there, the poacher on that one, as we get restarted here with a nice little corner kick. As you see a couple of nice passes and Hefeweizen bullets that one in the bottom corner, but the flag is up. A little bit of a late whistle there, and it looks like Klose is going to get called for being in an offside position and interfering with that shot on goal.
Oh, I didn't really see that, but that little play right there, I mean, that was straight off the training pitch, but it was beautiful. If Klose can find here, this might be a set. Oh, off the post. Incredibly unlucky. Klose teeing up his teammates as well. That's unselfish poacher.
This offset right now seems to be working, as they're starting to find a lot of gaps right now through this defense, and with the yet another set piece opportunity for Hollywood. But finally, it looks like it's going to be settled in by Pinkman. And something I've mentioned so far in the previous games, Pinkman, one of the season 20 rookies that are going straight to the major leagues, been very underrated, but has been performing admirably so far in the majors so far.
I love to see another season 20 rookie making a name for himself, carving his name up into the annals of the SSL. I know that's a massive step, but good for him. I think that's something to be very proud of.
Definitely, and there is one of those highlight players for Hollywood, Brooks, with another good opportunity as his shot goes high and over the bar. They're going to play it short towards Martel, and these two players are going to work it around the penalty area, but Ball will be able to retrieve that cross. We're half an hour played in so far, though, and Klose's goal seems to be the difference maker, but it's been a lot of attack here for Hollywood, as Tenochtitlan still looking for their first shot of the game.
They're looking for anything right now. The only thing that they've got going on is their possession, which is about 50%. But beyond that, they've got nothing. So I guess the home advantage is making a really big difference here for Hollywood, but that's a great save to deny them a second goal here. Brooks again from the corner. Watch the ball to Martel here. Oh, no,
Oh,
played near
li-
post instead.
it was part of the plan. It still got to Martel there as Brooks still gets it back from Martel and he buries that into the far corner.
Tight
This is
angle.
a huge goal right before the halftime break.
Watch this angle. That was almost, like, parallel to the goal line. That was, that's crazy to slip it beyond the goalkeeper there. I think he's gonna be a bit frustrated with that one. Let me see here again. Okay, you know what? That was a little less tight than I thought it was, but still, that's an incredible goal.
Still was a tight angle. You expect the goalkeeper probably to block that, but it's just from such a short range. You're really focused towards that near post, so it is a very tricky position nonetheless. But we do go into
Mhm.
the halftime break 2-0 for Hollywood. They've had complete control on the offense, but you got to credit to Tenochtitlan. They did well so far. Even though they haven't got anything going offensively, defensively, they've held their own.
I have seen worse first halves. I've seen teams concede 5 or 6 in the first half. I will say Tenochtitlan might be a bit lucky to not be quite there yet, but the second half, they're gonna need to rally and find anything in order for this to not become a bloodbath.
Absolutely. Now, question here: how important is that second goal right before the halftime break? Because I feel like it's one of those where your halftime notes kind of get ripped up there. You're feeling okay, it's only one, but getting that second one gives a little bit of confidence here for Hollywood.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had my Discord lagged out there for a second, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, oh, good.
I'm
Just talking about
sorry.
how important that second goal was for Hollywood right before a halftime break.
Oh, it'll be a little bit of insurance for them for sure. If they can just use that, honestly, if it were me, I would sit back a little bit. 2-goal lead. Obviously, you don't want to be too relaxed because it can tumble away from you. But they're just looking like such the better team. I think that they can afford to take a few less risks here. But as we know, you can't mentality switch mid game through the SSL. You're stuck with what you put. So, but I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be comfortable. I think they might be hungry for more.
Absolutely. And there was a good opportunity for Closer to try to find more. And it unfortunately got deflected wide for yet another corner kick. As the Brooks takes it once again, puts it towards that edge of the goal area. And Loveridge will try to see if he can put it back in, but he will get stopped. As we get
Uh,
moving on here with this one, taking a quick look here on this Hollywood team. You would expect Brooks, even though quite offensive, to be one of the top players on the TPE side, but I'd say he's fairly amongst average on the team. As here is that Brooks play right now, but
oh,
it looks like his
great.
press can be offside.
Oh, I thought that was a tackle. I didn't realize he was. That makes a lot more sense.
Good
But still,
tackle. It was a good tackle. Good tackle, regardless.
getting himself into these incredibly dangerous areas off of set pieces, off of open play. Closa, what a oh my god, his runs, his off the ball vision is so good.
And that is
Massive props.
why, yeah, and that is why he is one of the highest earning players in TP in the whole league right there. Just a perfect run, like you said right there. Look, he just sneaks him behind and deal with a great through ball.
I mean, just from the time he gets the ball to his first touch before he shoots, he pulls like 6 to 8 feet from his defender. Watch how fast he just completely turns him around. I mean, he's gone, and then one touch in, and it's another goal. Hollywood 3.
Absolute perfection there coming out from this Hollywood team, as you would expect. I would, even though they had a little bit of a slow start here, definitely a team to keep an eye out for the remainder of the season to challenge. And that's just a perfect pass there from Mograine. It's a tap in there for Closa. He gets his three. Throw the hats onto the pitch.
He's going to be taking the match ball home, but oh gosh, it's too easy. It is simply too easy for them as it is right now. Close up between the center backs, 2 more players in the box, make it 3. Low ball in. I mean, he's a foot out. He's never going to miss that.
No, but he did have 3 yellow jerseys all around him, and yet none of them was able to get in front of that pass, though, however. But we might get an opportunity the other way, and it's a shot opportunity for Cato, and that one will go high over the goal. That's their first shot of the game.
Oh man. Hopefully they can build on it though. Here they are again.
Little
Um,
momentum, yes.
all
And
it takes is one, and then you can get some. That's offsides.
Well,
Surely.
Rollerson will punch that one away. It'll be settling here by Pinkman, who's going to carry this ball up. Pass it over towards McGarry, who's going to reset this one towards Plink. McGarry again looking for some options up the field, not seeing anything forward. It's going to work together with his center back to try to find some avenue to carry this ball up. And finally, here's the cross in from McGarry. We'll find a player, and Volta will get that one towards the goal. Very comfortable save, but they're starting to build some momentum here. And in these type of situations, how important is it to just get one in the back of the goal?
I mean, it would be a nice confidence boost for the team, but ultimately being 4 goals down with only 20 minutes to play, I don't think it's gonna make the biggest deal, but I think they're gonna be wanting to prove to themselves that they can score, they can get shots. I mean, we just saw briefly that they had a nice little stint of possession there, which is I mean, obviously it's not a goal, but it is nice to see. So, hopefully they can rally up here for the last 20 minutes and get something out of this game.
Well, will be Brooks here once again off corner kick. We'll play that infamous short one towards Martel, the two linking up once again. His shot there from Martel will get blocked there by Plink, and it will be another corner kick here for Brooks. This was
Near
going to
post this time.
Yeah, he's gonna try. I like that they're constantly looking to switch it up. This one again will find its way towards Mograine. And nice interception for Cato. We might see a counterattack opportunity upcoming here, but it won't lead to anything, and the clock will continue to tick. Now I just
He
gotta
did
ask here, kind of off the record here, is the quality okay on your end? Are you able to see everything? Discord's liking you today?
it seems alright. The frame rate is a little iffy, but it is manageable for me.
We do
I'll
what
let
we
you
can
know.
here. COVID always being tricky here has taught everybody a little bit more than they would like to know with streaming and sharing of screens. But we will get a nice opportunity here. Ali, who did pick up a goal in the previous match, couldn't get over that header as it goes over the goal.
I am noticing that Tenochtitlan seems to be playing these very high floated crosses, and, Pinkman just beaten for sheer pace there, unfortunately. That is the the TPE difference of a freshly academy player versus some of these veterans. But no, as I was saying, these very high looped crosses are so much harder to get on the end of for Tenochtitlan, and headers are a lot easier to save than low driven shots. So I think that's a big difference I've noticed between the 2 teams.
Absolutely. So a lot of the focus, of course, for the Tenochtitlan team will be on their minor league team, as of course having to pick up some players in the expansion draft, but really invest in the academy players this season. So we'll have to see how much will be able to grow throughout the season. As Hollywood will just continue to get some touches in for their back line, as the crowd is starting to get into it and starting to cheer every single pass on the field.
They
That's
look
when you know.
incredibly calm.
And that
Oh,
is some
so
comp.
nice.
Gorgon getting sent in. He's going to chip it over the goalkeeper. And Gorgon will pick up their first goal of the season with a nice, calm, and composed finish. That was just a great bout of possession for the Hollywood team.
Oh, that is you could put that video next to, like, the definition of tiki taka if it was in the dictionary. That was so beautiful. I mean, it didn't even look like there was a chance that Tenochtitlan would be able to interrupt that attack. How it was so flowing, it was so free moving. Pep Guardiola would love that.
Definitely compared to what he's seeing in real life right now, as there is the final whistle. A very comfortable victory for Hollywood FC. They're picking up their goal differential. But any final thoughts here on this match?
I'm afraid to see Hollywood play against my team soon because that was incredible from them. That's my I guess my personal opinion, but no, I think this was a great game. Tenochtitlan, I think they're gonna be kinda looking at their formation, they're gonna be looking at what they can do, how they can shore up some of this season here, but, I think Hollywood's gonna be much a happier team, 100%.
Absolutely. And probably in the one case of XG proving the correct score line here, as we've seen a lot of matches, a lot of matches so far in this major league. The XG has been a frustrating stat for some teams, but Hollywood getting what their deserved result will be, as we can hopefully start to shift in between other matches. Oh, we got a fun one coming up next. We got Reykjavik going against Schwarzwalder in our second match of the day.
This was a cup game that I remember commentating. This was, like, one of the first games I ever commentated, and also, I'm just gonna put yeah, when you said some teams, I could almost see you doing air quotes with your hands behind your monitor, like, I just know, man. Yeah, I think this could be a fun game.
Absolutely. Of course, Reykjavik, your defending champions right here. Had a bit of a slow start, which got a lot of other teams a little bit excited, but they have responded with a huge victory over Shanghai 6-2 in their previous match. Going against Schwarzwald, the team who are always very tricky to go against, who picked up a 3-all draw against Buenos Aires. And actually, taking a look here on the portal before we started here, uh, the Schwarzwald team, couple of their players in the top 10 for top TP earners of the week. So could be something to keep an eye out for this team as we
Mhm.
are underway. Schwarzwald in the black and white going from your left to right, and Reykjavik in your green going from your right to your left. Completely unrelated note. Actually, I'm going to be in Reykjavik next week, which I'm very excited about. So
Oh, heck yeah, dude. That's
first
awesome.
time
Oh,
ever. Yeah,
sorry.
first time ever. So could be getting
That's
a
awesome.
cast from the glaciers of Iceland, which will be pretty cool. But
Dude, that'd be so sick.
completely on topic here. We have some nice passing here coming in. Suzuki will get an early opportunity, but Wall will be able to get that one over. But it's going to be called back for an offside. Suzuki finally getting themselves on the scoreboard, picking up 2 goals in their previous match. As Del Pierlo's free kick will hit off the head of the wall for a corner kick. And I think it was on Matchday 2. Reykjavik, I think in one game, they had 18 corner kicks. That was something I haven't ever seen before.
That's incredible.
And it's
Del
a
Pirlo, though.
goal.
Ugh.
Yes, there's a shot there from Shaheen, and it's going to be deflected in by Del Pirlo. And I'm not too sure if that one was on purpose or just a fortunate circumstance of being in the right place at the right time. But we'll take a look here on the replay.
Did that take a deflection? I think it might
It
have.
took it. It took a deflection. Del Piero got the goal, so it must have been the faintest of touches. Shaheen probably at halftime is going to have a conversation with him, wondering why he stole his goal. But a goal is a goal, and Reykjavik has an early 1-0 lead.
I was actually gonna mention too, though, 'cause this feels like a different both Schwarzwälder and Reykjavik to what I've seen before. Normally, Del Pirlo plays in a slightly retreated, offset, attacking midfield position, which I think is interesting seeing him play as more of a proper striker, though I will imagine it's more of a false nine type thing, pressing forward. And Schwarzwälder actually dropping their old 5-1-4 formation, which I remember them using, and I've mentioned a few times because it looks very peculiar. So going for a much more traditional shape, I think. Excuse me.
So yeah, both teams really utilizing the tactics deadline here in their second match day after fixing up in their earlier matches, as De Marino's pass was a little bit too aggressive there. Now go out for a goal kick, but a lot of highlights here early in this one. So could that be a fortune of what's to come in this game? As we
I think we're gonna see a lot of goals here, man.
Well, here comes the second one, and Suzuki beats the goalkeeper to it, but again, it's going to be disallowed for offside, and we're not getting the replays here, so fortunately can't see a second look there, but that was a great one there from the attacker, beating the goalkeeper onto the cross, and Schwarzwälder being the more dangerous of the two sides here early.
I think both teams here have so much capacity to score and so much attacking threat and talent that I'd be surprised if this game doesn't end like 8-7, you know? I think it's gonna be one of those.
Yeah, you're looking at those academy score lines. I think what did
Oh
we
my
have there?
gosh.
We've seen some crazy score lines in there so far.
I think it was
It
like
was a
7-7 or
7-7.
something.
Yeah, it was a 7-all draw, I think I saw.
Oh. But it wasn't just that. I think it was 2 teams in the same game week. One went 7-7 and one went like 8-8. It was ridiculous.
We like goals, all the goals. As here is Reykjavik, though. It is Mourinho on towards the attack. It's going to leave that to Tentacles, another player who's been picking up. I saw Tentacles 30 TPE earned this week already. So
That's a
definitely,
nice
that's
little
a big
chunk there.
number. Yeah, and big number for them. As we resume play with here with a Hakkinen free kick and put that one for Bierman and leaves that one in for Maxwell, puts it home, but it's going to be offside again.
Again. Damn.
So close here to add to their score line is the Schwarzwälder team.
Oh man, that's so unlucky to get not one but 2 goals chalked off here. Um, yeah, they're gonna be feeling a bit frustrated by that 100%. But if they keep their heads on, I think they can keep at it, and eventually one of them will be will be deemed onside.
Definitely, as Schmidt though with a good ball forward for Wang Zhihao. That shot does get blocked.
No, you gotta
And
pass to Suzuki there. Who has
yeah,
such a run.
and here comes Maldonado the other way. Maldonado in the minor leagues last season was just an absolute force on the wing. Many assists coming in from Maldonado, but they got to be careful already on a yellow card. Shaheen now will be carrying this one up down the right flank. It's going to play a cross in. There's a couple players up front. Rashford can't get to it, but Del Piero gets it, and that one rings off the post.
How did that not go in? That was way too close, but I just wanted to also make a comment on Maldonado, actually, which I find really funny. But he's actually the starting right back for the Latin America sort of national team.
Hmm.
So when the time comes for the next sort of World Cup international event, that means he'll be my opposition for that position, I believe, or at least I'll probably be starting behind him because he is just a more advanced and more higher level player at the moment. But I found it kind of funny.
Absolutely. It's been a topic already. I've been seeing in the Discords people already talking about a little bit of a joke saying all the commentators should be on for one game during the World Cup final. That would be a chaotic one for sure.
That's
But
a
we continue.
fantastic idea. I love that.
We'll have to see. We'll talk. It's gonna be tricky to get everybody coordinated on a singular time. But Tentacles try to get it put in forward, but it was an offside again. And that should be up to one more attack here. Can Schwarzwälder get a tying goal for the halftime break? I feel like this 1-0 scoreline. I think this is a game that should probably be an even scoreline at this point. So Reykjavik might be feeling a little bit fortunate to go in towards this halftime break with a lead, but they might get the last opportunity before this halftime as Chicken looks to play it up. But there's a short pass. Maximiliano will intercept. It's an off-man break, but Scarpetta, the
Aw,
last man back, wins
great
it.
tackle. Great tackle from Scarpetta to shut that down. And now on the counterattack, Neymarinho cutting inside, finding Tentacles, passed inside into the box. And there it is. Shaheen with a clinical counterattack all the way from the basically their own goal. Built up, Neymarinho, great passing. And Shaheen makes it 2 for Reykjavik just before halftime. That is going to hit Schwarzwälder where it hurts, I think.
That's gonna sting, and I don't know if that was a clearance there or it was a Rashford touch, but a huge second goal right before the halftime break. And you know what? That's what the difference between teams that win the title and teams that don't. You got to make full opportunity of all your chances. And looking on the XG side, it's showing a little bit of a different story of what we were just talking about. But Reykjavik going into the halftime break up 2.
Yeah, I think Schwarzwälder is actually looking perhaps a little bit more toothless than normal. But this is they still have every chance to pull this back. I know their quality. I know what they do, and they do it very, very, very well. So we'll see what the second half holds here.
Absolutely. Can definitely not count out players like Schmidt or Wang Zhihao. Wang, especially, one of those players with, I think, has over 2,000 TPE as well. So definitely has the ability to change a whole game as we look towards this second half.
Oh yeah, 100%. Wang Zhihao, I remember commentating for Wang Zhihao more than almost any other player. So I know exactly how good he is and what he can do. So I'm hoping to see a little bit from him here.
Absolutely. As the second half is underway, as Wall looks to try to play this ball up the field As it's going to be Urkel leaving that for Maldonado. Haven't seen too much of Urkel, but you know what? They haven't had to do much so far in that first half. But Urkel
True.
definitely picking up, I think was the highlight of the week of the match day 1 and 2 with a unbelievable through ball from one end of the pitch to the other for a goal. So I think that one was considered to be the goal of the week. But we continue out here with the Reykjavik team in midfield, and it's Ney Marinho looking to carry this ball forward, playing it up towards Geisberg, who returns it over to Tentacles. What a pass there from Tentacles, but it's going to be offside as well. The assistant referees, they've been busy here in this match.
Dude, Del Pirlo is like probably incredibly frustrated to not be on a hat trick yet. He's got so many. He had that header that went off the post. He had that first disallowed goal. I mean, I do think that he had the first actual allowed goal, but I mean, he should be on like a hat trick by now. At least it probably feels that way to him. Anyways, here comes Schwarzwalder playing quite steadily from the back. Reykjavik with a very high press, forcing the space to compress, forcing them deep into their own half. Finding the left back here. Nice play for Schwarzwalder here. This might be something here.
Well,
Cross comes in.
and
There it is. Yeah.
We were talking about him. Yeah, exactly. You know what? we're thinking in the same mind frame right now. But it is Wang Jiao who gets that goal. And I think I saw, was that the first goal of the season? It better not have been. It would be surprising if so, but a great near post finish.
I think it might be, you know. I think it is.
Unbelievable for Mike. But you know what? Got the first one on the board. Looking for the first of many this season. Let's see how both teams respond right now. Definitely going to be interesting here in a 1-goal game.
First one's always the hardest goal to get, but once you get that, it all becomes easier. So
Well, there you come, Hakkinen, but it's going to hit off the side netting. I think I saw some people cheering there when they saw the mesh move. This is just add dad jokes here, guys. Allow it.
I refuse to laugh. Not funny.
But there's a good chance there from Geisberg. That one looked like it took a bit of a deflection for that one to get over the goal. But looking quickly here, Suzuki on a 6.2 right now for Schwarzwalder. Got to look towards him to improve to get that tying goal.
I think he can do it here. They just need he needs a service. He hasn't gotten much of anything yet. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really had the opportunity to do much. He's sort of just been a little bit in nowhere land. I think this is going to be another corner here for Reykjavik.
Del Pirlo, another chance there. Saren Satro, though, making an impressive save. As Del Pirlo, like you said, definitely looks to have earned themselves at least multiple goals in this one. But it's going to be Schwarzwalder looking to clear this one away from danger.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to come to nothing here. Schwarzwalder is going to have a free kick, though, in their own half. Can they build up? But no, the ball is definitely cut out from both teams quickly. And then back to Schwarzwalder for the attack. But well defended. Great pace there from the Reykjavik right back. Long ball over the top played. Finding Shaheen. Shaheen takes the shot from a quite tight angle. Tries to go near post, top corner there. Unfortunately, it is going to come to nothing here.
I got to check the traits on Shaheen, because it seems like every time Shaheen has the ball, they're just taking it and getting a good shot onto goal. It's always like Shaheen has the ball, they're shooting.
Probably not what his teammates always want to see, but if he does have good finishing, then, you know, maybe he contributes a few goals here and there. Anyways, that is going to be the game, and he is going to be the MVP.
Yeah, he gets the player of the match there at the 8.2, and Reykjavik getting themselves back on track with a nice 2-1 victory there. Some highlights there, of course, Wang Jiao dropping to 7.6. Whittington, a very quiet 7.1 over on the Schwarzwalder side. So any final thoughts here for both these squads?
No, this one felt a lot more balanced than the last game. We all knew, though, that this was going to be, you know, two massive heavyweight juggernauts slugging it out, but it was just going to be Reykjavik that just takes it just by a little bit, but they are, I think, the deserved winners here. That's all I've got to say about that.
No, definitely that is for sure. So we aren't going into those additional stats we usually get to see here. So we just have to go off the information here. But taking a quick look here, possession was quite even on both sides. Passes were pretty even, but it was those shots on targets. Reykjavik making full opportune of their chances as we look to get ready here in towards our third match of the day. And
I do feel for Suzuki there, with a 6.1 at the end, which is that was just very rough, I sympathize. As some strikers, it's just not gonna be your day. You're not gonna get the goals, you're not gonna get the chances, and, that's gonna be very frustrating for him, I think, but I know he's a great player, so I believe he can bounce back next week.
definitely. And we got a fun one here on the next one. Probably one of the surprising stories of the season so far. You got the top of the table Tokyo going against Sao Paulo, who also has picked up some key victories. So this should be a great game, I think.
Oh, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Tokyo playing a 3-4-1-2, which is a formation you don't see all too often, but I am a bit of a fan of, and I have seen teams doing very well with it recently. Let's see what they do here. Tokyo in their beautiful, might I add, black and pink kits, and Sao Paulo is going to be in the red. Tokyo kicks us off here with a immediate surging run here. Um, what do you think this game's gonna look like here? Oh, wow, what a chance
Well,
already.
first thing there, we need to find these Tokyo kits because if this was in real life, I gotta be having one of those. Definitely love that color combination. But this Tokyo team, yes, some people might not think they deserve to be where they are right now, but you know what? Numbers and how they played, you can't deny that. Players like here, Ibrahimovic has been on a scoring tear so far this season. So definitely we'll see if they can do it. Sao Paulo, always one of those teams who are very tricky and some looks right there towards Dello at the referee, but no penalty call there. And Sao Paulo will try to go quickly the other direction. But yeah, the Sao Paulo team always just one of those tricky teams. You can never assume how they're going to perform.
I love a good giant killer team though, and I feel like that is precisely what Tokyo has become. They just punch well above their weight and they create these these big upsets. Also, I was gonna say going back to the kits, I was trying to remember what it reminded me of, and I was gonna say Palermo at first, but I think the much more obvious answer
Ooh.
is Inter Miami.
Yeah, of course. But
Uh,
the opposite way though.
I don't know.
Because
I
you get
think Inter Miami's away kit is black with the secondary being pink, but
interesting. I gotta look.
regardless, I do love them. I think pink is one of the coolest colors, and I wish there were more soccer jerseys that had it.
No, that is for sure. I've always been a fan, especially it sounds weird, the orange blue combination. Like I don't know if you've seen it. I'll use Cincinnati as an example. The
Uh,
MLS. I like that combination.
I want to say that there was an English team that had that color combination for a second or a third kit. Maybe it was Rangers, but I wanna say I feel like Ipswich Town probably had, like, a second or third jersey a year or 2 ago with orange and blue, but I might just be completely making that up.
All right, so but let us know in the Discord if you're watching this live. What is your favorite jersey color combination? I want to see what everybody's favorite one is. As we see Revest making an impressive save right there off the header, as Hashimoto comes in with yet another corner kick for Sao Paulo. Gonna look to play a near post, but nobody in red is there. But they're gonna get themselves a second opportunity, but it will get cleared away as far as Cotswold.
Mhm.
Cotswold picking up the winning goal in their previous match. They were down 1-0 towards Tenochtitlan, but 3 second half goals there got them back that victory for Sao Paulo. So have to keep an eye out for it. I think the Sao Paulo team, one thing I really do like, if you look on their roster, very even across the board when it comes to TPE seasons. They've built a full core unit, I would say, on the growth.
Very balanced. Oh, great finish here, though.
There you go.
Ibrahimovic. That was
We've
so
been
nice.
we've been talking about him already. Fifth goal of the season for Ibrahimovic.
That's nothing to turn your nose up. That's really impressive given we're only on week 4. I mean, he's on pace to be the top scorer here if no one can control him. No defense seems to be able to. Oh, that was so nice. Great finish, 1 touch. Buried it.
Great pass there from fellow commentator Greer as well to get that one going. As Cotswold look to try and see if Sao Paulo can respond here in this one. As we gets it towards the far side, Eilish for De Groot, but
Oh.
Greer does well to get a body in front of that one.
Yeah, that was close. I wanted to go back to what you were talking about before about the jerseys, and I was right. Rangers does have an away kit from, or I believe a third kit from a year ago, which is blue and orange stripes. But another team that I guess we forgot to mention is actually the Netherlands away kits.
Oh, of course. Of
Those
course.
are, yeah, blue base with orange details. Those would definitely fit into that. I feel like there has to be more though. Oh, yes. Albirex Niigata in Japan has an orange and blue
I
colorway.
should have known that. I've actually seen them play live. So when I was in Kyoto and there, I saw them play Niigata there. So yeah, definitely, I should have clicked in on that one.
Oh, and Shimizu S-Pulse as well from Japan. 2 of them that have orange and blue. Shimizu is a bit more just orange.
You know what? Japan just likes having some very cool color combinations.
I know. Okay, I know we're not even talking about the game anymore.
You know what? You know what? The game, there hasn't been much to really talk about. Let's be real.
When someone scores, I'll say something. But like right now, I want to talk about how incredible Sagan Tosu's jersey was last year.
I gotta look up this one. 1 second.
They got relegated, which made me really sad. But I absolutely loved their jersey.
And there is a goal, though, to interrupt there. It is from Sao Paulo. It's De Groot right there. First ever Sao Paulo goal, actually, for this player, which is a pretty crazy thing. Pretty crazy thing to consider for the 17th season player, but they are new towards the Major League. And that's just a strong finish. And unfortunately, the leg of Adamu getting a piece onto that one, making the goalkeeper unable to make the save. It is a 1-1 score line.
1-1, but only 25 minutes played here. It feels like it's been so much longer, but I guess both teams just still making stuff happen. Here comes Sao Paulo again, trying a long range to beat the keeper. That is going to come to nothing, though.
Oh, is this the pink with the blue sort of like tie-dye looking, or is that this year's jersey?
It was like pink with like these sort of rough. Sorry, it was blue with these sort of like rough pink stripes. I just love.
I see it. I see it.
The blue and pink color combination. You do not see it enough, but I think it looks so fun. It's very like cherry blossom with blue sky sort of vibes. Big fan. Good shot, good save there.
Yeah, big fan of Cotswold as well. Another good shot there from them.
Sao Paulo with 2 yellow cards for their 3 center backs. That is something to keep an eye on. In case someone gets sent off here, it could be very, very dangerous. Here comes Tokyo, though. Deep in their own half. Forced very far back from Sao Paulo here. Steady passing.
Oh, Mulder does well to win that ball back off of Super Hoops. Now looking for some support. Hashimoto. Valstrazen Smith. What a strike.
What is that first name?
They bang their head on the keyboard.
More than once, it looks like. But no, great. I mean, nicking the ball from the right wing back there. Going to the byline. Cut back.
Oh, it took a deflection.
That was still great, though.
It's still very beautiful.
Well played, Sao Paulo. Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, you know what? For that player, I want people to guess their best on how to enunciate that first name.
I would need to look at it again.
But Kanye, Alfred Mulder can't find a third, though. Revest, good tip save there.
I'm going to pull it up real quick on the portal. It was...
Zeke Warren Dale Thrawn.
What was the last name?
Valstrazen Smith. I think it's Zeke Warrendale Thrawn.
Zeke Warrendale Thrawn. Yeah, you're right. Zeke Warrendale Thrawn. Velstrazen Smith.
You know what? Try to get that on a jersey.
It would. Oh my gosh! There was this. Anyways, that is gonna be halftime. But yes, there was this one obscure like Hull City player back in the early 2010s. I want to say, Dutch guy, and his name was so long that like it almost wrapped around the entire kit like a circle.
I know,
Uh,
I've seen that in baseball. So there is a player who used to play. It was Jared Saltalamacchia, and it was almost a full circle. It was ridiculous.
it was Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, and they put the entire thing on his shirt. And it actually wraps so far around that it goes, like, almost to the bottom of the numbers. It looks so dumb, but also it's kind of awesome. Hold
uh,
on, I'm gonna send you a picture real quick and you can
let
see
me
this.
see this. Let me see this.
Played for Hull City back in the day.
Perfect. And we continue on here, though, with the second half of play. It was a grab there from Delos. It's going to be a nice free kick upcoming here for Sao Paulo, but it doesn't lead to anything.
Highlight immediately gets cut off as soon as he takes the free kick. I mean, I guess nothing came of it, but still. Here they come again, though, at the byline.
Ooh, Gagne trying to do the Brooks special there with that
Dangerous.
sharp angle.
Very dangerous crossing opportunity there, but no one is going to be able to get on the end of that. You're going to have to go again. Look at this resurgence here from Sao Paulo, or I guess rather the sort of flattening of Tokyo. They've just they kind of lost that attacking threat they had in the first half.
Absolutely. As good chance up there for Tokyo going the other way, looking to try and find themselves a tying goal. The skipping is on everybody's end, but it looks like it's getting back to normal. So apologize for the little technical difficulty there. But it is Rubio. Haven't said too much of Rubio so far here in this one, but that shot will go over the goal. Well, to be honest, we haven't said much of a lot of things, but it hasn't been much.
We've been talking about Yen Vennegoor of Hesselink.
But I will give a credit here. Taking a look here, actually, at Kenderlin. Kenderlin is a player listed on the Cairo City lineup, so might be getting a call up here, or might be switching between the two rosters here for Tokyo. As Ibrahimovic almost got another one, but Aguilera deflects that one aside.
He wants it. He wants more. I mean, obviously, I think all of Tokyo really wants something. If they can rally here, make it 2-2, I think they have every chance to actually win this game. They've got the home advantage. They've got great attacking talent. What can they make of it, or will Sao Paulo be able to hold on? I believe if Sao Paulo can get another goal here, they might just be able to kill the game. But Tokyo's going to want to stop that from happening.
Still plenty of time on the clock. We're just over the hour mark, though. It's Sao Paulo 2, Tokyo 1 here in this one. And it is the first goal scorer. It is De Groot setting it up towards Gagne. Hashimoto trying a shot, but Super Hoops will get in the way of that one. And I think Kenderlin, looking at the rosters, I think Kenderlin is in for Ronflex. So 2 Season 20 Academy players swapping out for one another. But it is Kirkpatrick who gets the finish. Good ball there from Cotswold and Kirkpatrick on a yellow, don't care, puts it into the bottom corner.
No, that's it. That's so massive from Sao Paulo. Directly from the corner, too, which normally I feel like you see instead it kind of gets ping-ponged around the box, and then someone takes a shot, and then maybe there's a deflection, then it goes in. That was just a clean corner header goal, which I feel like is a little bit more rare.
But do you feel like it's one where should someone be placed on the back post? Because if someone was there, like as you see Sao Paulo here having somebody on the back post, that one wouldn't have gone in.
Perhaps, but with corners, I mean, it's so hard because you can't defend everywhere, and you never really know exactly what the other team's going to play. And all you can really hope is that your players have a more commanding presence in the box and that they can win the headers first. But in the SSL where stats are so min-maxed and, people will have 20 heading and 20 jumping reach and all these stats, it sort of is a gamble at times, I guess. You can never really be too sure.
What do you mean? Tokyo, I have 20 heading and only 1 jumping reach, That's That is the SSL way. But it's a good save there from Revest once again. Sao Paulo looking to try to get one more here on the score line. But Hashimoto's first opportunity won't get through. And he's going to carry this one forward. A good challenge there from Lee. Pokes that one free.
It's still going to be Sao Paulo, though, but the highlight is going to end there. I think that's going to be it. Oh, no, sorry. One last chance here for Tokyo, perhaps. Send the cross in.
Oh,
Gonna be side out.
is that penalty? Penalty!
What? Oh, no VAR, no nothing. Just
straight into, you know what? We agree. Ibrahimovic looking to add to their goal tally. Saved, though. Tries to go cheeky down the middle. Aguilera putting some impressive play right there. Takes the usual step one way, dive the other way.
Do you really want to be going down the middle when you're 2 goals down in the last minute of the game? I mean, maybe if you're up by 2 or if you're like the 4th taker in a penalty shootout or something, but that's not the move, Ibrahimovic. I'm sorry, that was not it.
No, but looking at the XG here, it was Tokyo with the advantage here. Player of the match going towards Aguilera.
Yeah, he made some great saves. That was a very good goalkeeping performance there. The Sao Paulo, I mean, look,
both goalies.
3 different goal scorers, 3 different assisters. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, balanced game, but Sao Paulo just coming out the slight victors here. I think Tokyo is going to be a bit frustrated by getting done by the XG, as so many teams have been on the receiving end of, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
Definitely how it goes, but yeah, that missed penalty definitely going to be a topic amongst the team as we get ready towards our 4th game of the day, and it's going to be a fun one. We got Catalunya looking to get themselves their first points, I believe, of the season, going against a Shanghai team who's looking to pick up some points as well.
Dude, Catalunya, every game they've played so far, I believe that they have won on XG, but simply gotten battered. The
thing is, it wasn't even close on the scoreline. Like, they win on XG, but they get battered on the scoreline.
Yeah, I think last game, if I'm not mistaken, won on XG, lost 5-1 in actuality.
So I looked. It was a 5-2 scoreline, and they won on XG 2.57 to 2.02.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
It was 3 goals from Tokyo in 5 minutes.
Oh,
so that's crazy. But here we go. This was a fun one here. Take a look at the standings. Of course, it is the 2 teams looking for their first points of the season. Somebody's gonna get some points here in this one. That's the exciting part.
I don't wanna be mean to my team, but we in the biz, we call this an ass off sometimes. So
we call this the Burger Bowl. That's the term in gaming.
Nice.
So it is Shanghai, though, in the black going from your right to your left, and in the yellow and red is Catalunya going from your left to your right. Anything standing out here formation-wise, or pretty standard?
Pretty standard. Catalunya sticking with a very similar formation to what they've done before. But Shanghai here with a 5-3-2, which, if I might be slightly biased here, it might be one of my favorite formations in all of Football Manager. I know it's not the best, but I do really love it, and I understand it very, very well tactically. So I will be curious to see how they make it work. And also, slightly off topic, but Catalunya playing with the colors of my academy team feels like a bit of a throwback. Shout out to Medellin, my boys.
There you go.
Yellow and red takes me back.
Love to see it. And here's Prusikin with the corner kick. Trying to go on the near post there, trying to find Detrella. Can't find him. Unable to go, and now Shanghai try to go quickly the other way. Shanghai, though, picking up a few goals there, getting their first ever expansion goal from their general manager is the correct term, and Honhan picking up the first couple goals for the team. They also picked up a goal coming in from Ford as well, so 3 goals for them. As they look to
2 yellow cards already.
They definitely have. And here's Cortista looking down on that left leg, playing it in towards Miedema, but she isn't able to put that one in home.
So close. Cortista turned the creator there. Normally he's he's the one, poaching the goals, being in the fox in the box, so to speak. But, very good cross there. Very unlucky, I think, to not get a goal. That is gonna be offsides, I believe. And,
Yeah,
yeah, free kick to Shanghai.
definitely. A couple of players they did pick up pretty well in the expansion draft. I'm just Ken, the 14th season player, definitely going to be a key player for the Shanghai team. And it's a last year there for Ladiver. Play announced they're going to be retiring at the end of the season. So definitely a big back trying to see what they can do for this expansion squad.
What a great name, though. I love that. Ladiver.
And the first name is Hole.
Ah, a bit of
Sometimes,
a
some
Theo
people
fan.
put some fun ones here, but nothing going on so far on the shots. Very stagey affair. What's the word you could look? Stingy affair, you could say, really, between these two teams. It's a battle of the midfield.
I would say, it's kind of one of those all bark, no bite games. Uh, it sort of feels like watching Spurs play nowadays. I don't really know how else to describe it, where it's like, yeah, they've got the high press and they're making stuff, but for some reason the goal never ends up in the net except for right there in
There's
between.
one. But
Commentator
no,
first, I
no,
guess. Oh,
no,
no,
no.
no, never
Late
mind.
whistle. That is a very late whistle, referee. Come on.
I wanna see the replay. I actually didn't really see that too well, but
No, but he's gotta whistle that much earlier.
yeah, I
Like, they were
agree.
already 10 seconds into their celebration. Cortista was already doing a little bit of a hop and a skip.
Yeah, they
And
were
they
they were cutting birthday cake, and they were getting all ready to go, but no, yeah, I feel you there. I wish sidelines and referees obviously, I understand I would say
no,
human aspect, but this is a video game, but I do wish they were a little bit more
you know what?
immediate sometimes.
That's more realistic sometimes. The late calls, and that's a low drive there. Takechi will be able to deflect that one aside for a corner.
Here comes Pruskin again, standing over this one. Where is he gonna send it? It's gonna go to the edge of the box. One touch.
Ooh.
Ooh, not
That's
bad.
the goalkeeper again. Wagner with the shot there. Gets that one aside. Prusikin once again off the corner kick on the opposite side this time. He's going to find Wagner once again. And it's a first time volley. If that one went in, that would have been highlight of the week.
I get a bad feeling seeing Catalunya come really close to scoring, but not quite actually scoring, because this feels like exactly like every other game I've ever watched them play,
Well, every game
and
pretty much so far, Bonito has got that opening goal, and then it hasn't gone well for them. So
if
I
Bonito
think
scores, then I know
if
we're good.
Bonito scores, they lost. It's over, folks. It's over.
You know what we should do? We should start playing Bonito off the bench. Actually, that reminds me though, Catalunya as a
Yeah,
organ oh,
points.
there it
It's
is.
forward
Forward.
right there. Beautiful job. Individual effort there.
Great
Coming in from
shot.
forward. Second goal of the season for them as they carry that one towards the far side. Big Mac Johnson playing that one down line forward. Three players around them. Somehow is able to cut inside too much space given there by Nelson. And it's just a nice drive into the top corner on the near
Yeah,
side.
near post finish is, very strong there, 100%. I mean, God, looking at just the XG in the score, I'm not gonna keep talking about it because it hurts for even for me, but, I mean, what does Catalunya need to do here? They just
I said, if any fans of Major League right here, if anyone sees it, they gotta, sing to Jobu, offer a praising, sacrifice a chicken. But Twinkle Toes makes a nice save there. They gotta look towards the skies and see if they can get some luck going their direction.
what is it that the curse on it was like Benfica or something with Eusebio way back in the '60s, and
Oh
some, like, witch
man,
cursed them, and then they, like, buried some bones under the goal, and then they didn't win for, like, 40 years or something. What was that? Gosh, I'm gonna look
I
that
got
up
you
real
gotta
quick.
check that up at boat. As we get towards the halftime break here, it is Shanghai who do have a 1-0 lead here. That great goal there from Aaron Ford on the individual effort separates these two squads. Again, not it is slightly favoring Catalonia, but been a pretty even affair so far between these two teams. I guess the only huge stat there gotta be taking a look there on the passing. 76%. Catalonia's passing has got to improve a little bit. But we'll look towards the second half and see if there's going to be any changes there. Will we be seeing Fry or Ahmed come into the game here?
I hope so. I was gonna mention that I actually really like how Catalunya and Seoul, obviously as the minor team, both play with substitutes, and I think I kind of wish it was a little bit more normalized. Now I understand, not everyone is totally okay with being a substitute off the bench rotation player, but I kind of do wish that it was maybe a little less looked down upon in the league. Just my personal opinion, but yeah, I think we'll see at least one of them come on here and hopefully shake up the game a little bit. Also, I pulled up the information about the curse of Benfica. No, it is more of a superstition than anything, but apparently, Bela Gutmann, who was a coach back in the day, he was fired by the club in 1969. So he went and basically had the club cursed to never win a European final for I want to say like 100 years or something. And since then, they've reached 5 European finals and have never won any. So the curse is still standing, and I know the club have done, like, everything they can to try and break it, but it
Absolutely.
sort of
I'm
permeates.
just going to
Oh, what a ball.
next stoppage here because I think it's skipping for you right now. So I'm just gonna put this off and on quickly for you. The old
Thank you.
Discord, because once the stream goes for a long time, it starts to skip a little bit. But that is a beautiful, beautiful jersey, by the way, that you sent me. So love seeing that. But to continue on, we are over the hour mark. It's 3 yellow cards for Catalonia. I saw Fry, Kamanova, and I didn't see who the third player is, but a little bit different because we saw Shanghai pick up 2 yellow cards early, and Catalonia now going into the referee's book, and it was Cortista who picked up the third yellow.
Did Ahmed come on or no?
Ahmed and Fry. I saw Fry's on. I don't think I see Ahmed. I'm gonna let me see here. I don't see him currently.
Yeah, I don't
I
think I see him
just
either. Perhaps he is just,
taking a
on
day
the bench
off, you
here.
know.
Just certain
But
rotation options here.
we have Hutchison up for Trick Johnson. Playing it up for Bob here on the left side. Bob definitely a good player looking up for Honhan. The returns of Trick Johnson. Bob on the finish, but
Oh,
Nelson clears
good
it
block.
off the goal line, inches away from a second goal for Shanghai.
Oh, that was almost a great break opportunity for Catalunya, but unfortunately not gonna come to anything. They need something. They need it so bad. Can they make it happen? They've got about 20 some odd minutes left here.
And it
They
is Bonito crossing this one in towards Cortisa. Can't find anything. Prusikin for Fry on the shot, but Del Vecchio with a good block there.
corner again. Oh, man.
Yeah, it
Bruskin
is
standing over this
Prusikin.
one.
Near post, Detrella was in there tight, gets poked away from Prusikin. And that one was too strong to get over towards Midama, who is over there on the far side of the field. Nice
Oh,
interception
good
by
interception.
Nelson.
Oh,
Nelson, though, went for the shot and goes over the bar.
come on, Nelson. You gotta hit him a little better than that, my man. A
Take a
little
look
better.
right now. Highest performing player right now is Bamford, dropping a 7.1 for Catalonia. They'll get this ball over towards Kamanova. Finds Fry. Fry gonna carry this one in. There's a high looping cross in. Midama gets a header, but Takechi will be able to control that one and look to slow the play down. Now looking over, of course, on Shanghai side, of course, besides the goal scorer, we got Big Mac Johns dropping a 7.1. But if you look in the back 3 center backs, all above 7 rating right now on Shanghai.
I mean, it goes to show the good work that they're doing to be able to keep Catalunya scoreless here. Very sturdy in defense.
A little
Oh,
miscommunication in the back line, and that's going to allow Honhan through. I think
oh
Tetrella
no.
was leaving that one for Twinkle Toes, and Honhan just says, "All right, thank you very much." And that little miscommunication there just allows the striker to get on through onto goal and puts it towards the bottom corner. And Shanghai 2, Catalunya 0.
I think Detrella, the signal from his brain to his feet was taking so long because of how tall he was that he didn't get to do what he wanted to do fast enough. But no, honestly, I wanted to point it out because there was a corner that Catalunya had
Oh,
very recent.
Fry. Sorry, Fry with a good opportunity there. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it wasn't close. But he, there was a corner and the ball was whipped in near post. He was right there, and I don't even think he jumped for it. So he's got to do a little bit better here, both aerially and defensively as the defender. But here comes Catalunya with a corner. About 5 minutes left here. Oh, they
It
kept
is
it in.
Briskin for Fry. That one doesn't get through. Detrella leaves that one for Luis. Gets it taken away though, and Del Vecchio has some options to carry this ball forward.
And here comes Shanghai on the break. The Trello, though, does do well to shut it down on that side. Corner now for Shanghai. Standing over this, I think this is going to the edge of the box. We've got the outswinger. No, it actually goes to the center, but it is
Middle.
going to be a goal
Interesting.
kick.
Interesting. Bob there on the play. Again, looking for something going forward. Can Catalunya find one, I think, to get themselves into this game? But the clock is running out on them. Is that something going to come from this opportunity?
I don't think there's enough time for much of anything here.
But they do get this ball going forward. Could it be quick? No. Headed away by Hutchinson. Again, if there's going to be a player of the game, yes, Ford got the goal, but I got to give a credit to the Shanghai three center backs. They have been phenomenal this game.
They've been very good, very aerially present. They've been, marking up well. They've been pressing as a unit, which is interesting to see because one of them is a libero. So you wouldn't expect him to have as much like defensive contribution as the rest. But they've just looked, sturdy and as a unit. Catalunya here with probably the last attack, finding the cross and
Yeah. If there's going to be something that sums up the season so far for Catalonia, it's that play right there. How did that one not find the back of the net?
yeah, wait, what part of his body did he even hit that with? I really thought that was, oh man, Catalunya. I
It's been a start to the season for them, but
I
looking
got
at
nothing.
here on the Shanghai 8.1 for Aaron Ford, their player of the match. Ken dropping a 7.8, but again, those center backs right there. Ladiver 7.5, Ken 7.8, Hutchinson 7.6. That is unbelievable ratings for center backs.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Trey Quartista on a 6.1?
6.1, correct. And you have Miedema 6.2, Nelson 6.3, and Detrell 6.4.
What
So
about
just
Fry? I
the
can't tell if that's a
6.5
6.5.
there.
Okay, I
But
thought it was a 5.5. I was about to say.
it's just the middle of the field. It just wasn't there. Bamford though dropping a 7.3 in the loss, which is good for him.
Yeah, no, he looked a bright spot. I'll call it that. He did look good. He looked promising. He really didn't put a foot wrong, but that's just so unlucky for Catalunya. But well played for Shanghai. They are now off the bottom of the table, and this is going to be really, really big for them.
Absolutely. And we're going to go towards our final match of the day. It's going to be Buenos Aires, always a tough team, going against Romana, who got the Tactica, they like to call it, I believe. You know, they like to have something very unique and different.
Well, let's see what they pull out here. I'm if it's anything like the Krungthep formation that I saw recently, then
Oof.
we'll
Oof.
have something interesting.
Well, definitely, we're gonna have to keep an eye out that on the next minor league match day. But it is going to be this Buenos Aires team coming off a 3-all draw against Schwarzfelder. Their player of the game, Genko, picking up 3 assists there. Going against a Romano team who did have that victory against Catalunya to start the season, but now looking to see if they can grow from there. They dropped their previous match to Hollywood 4-2. Santori and Poggio picking up the goals for them. Santori also a big earner this week on the TPE, 30 TP for themselves as well this week.
Yeah, that's big. That's a lot of TPE, man. So, I mean, as a relatively new player still, I'm just thinking what I could do with all that. I could probably raise
Oh,
one of my stats from like 5 to probably like
10.
12 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, at least.
but it
Here
is an
comes Romano very
early play
quickly.
here. Yes, Romano in the purple and gold going from your right to your left, and in the orange and black is the Buenos Aires team going from your left to your right.
Is it just me or is the camera like lower on the field than it was before?
You know what? Maybe the stadium doesn't have as good renovations. They had to do the Luton Town thing where they had to build something last minute because they didn't expect to have to make upgrades.
Man, I missed Luton Town in the Prem. They were okay, well, except for the time that they beat Brighton, like,
Oh, I was gonna say
4-0.
they might get relegated from the championship as well. That bottom of the table in the championship is fascinating right now.
Isn't, Plymouth also, like, there and thereabouts
They're
at the
bottom of the
bottom?
table. And
Gosh.
nice chance there from Emerson, who's back on the field to play because this league does not do suspensions for straight red cards.
Wait, really? I feel like that should be huh.
Emerson picked up a straight red last game. So they're back. Maybe they got it rescinded. Bad referee call, you know? A old Diego Luna situation.
Yeah, they made it up. They're all buddy-buddy now. Also, I find it funny how you're talking about Romana and their interesting, wacky formations, but it looks like quite
They're going
possibly the
simple.
most standard,
You know what?
respectable.
What is so confusing about going by classifying something going weird all the time, and then the one time you go normal, it'll throw everybody off because they're not ready for it.
No one expects it. I mean,
It's a
it's literally
strategy.
it's a 4-2-3-1 with ball-playing defenders, fullbacks, defensive midfielders, attacking midfielder, advanced for this is quite possibly just the formation.
The most simple formation, but if it works, it works. But here is Buenos Aires. It is Genkel 3 assists last game, almost picking up another one here,
Great
trying to find
save.
O'Leary.
Great save there. Also, sorry, I am looking at the championship table as it stands right now.
I told you, it's fascinating.
How many teams go down? It's 3,
Three.
right? Yeah, so you've got Plymouth on 43, Cardiff on 43, and then Luton and Derby on 46 points, and then Hull on 48. This
And
is
Hull has deserved to go down for many seasons.
yeah, Hull's been weird. Oxford on 49, Preston. There's not really much of a gap between
No,
the safe and the unsafe teams, which is kind of wild to look at. Really, the championship, the biggest gap is between like third and fourth and fifth. It goes from 86 points to 76 and then 76 to 67. And then everyone else
considering
is
the Premier League is going to be boring, you know, so
yeah, no, the Premier is weird. I mean, my team, big European competition, but our team is just collapsing right now. Injuries are absolutely obliterating us. The team just looks bad. I mean, we just like drew to Leicester City and lost to like some of the worst teams in the league right now. So we're in a bad ways.
uh, we'll hopefully see some improvement there, and we'll hopefully see some improvement here in this match, as it's been pretty blah here
Yeah, I
in
was about
the
to say,
opening
it's
30
been a
minutes.
little white bread, a little dry here.
But we could see an opportunity there, and it's the newly traded player Pogba picked up in the trade with Catalonia, looking to try to get a goal there.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Unfortunate not to find anything here. Here comes Romana again from the corner. Well, gonna win another one.
It is, yeah. You know what? It's summed up the match so far right there.
Oh, yeah,
And
so I just woke up, but
sorry,
this
folks, for
might
you
be
guys
putting me
tuning in.
back to sleep a little bit.
An early looker here, Kabiri always on a 7.0. It seems to be permanently fixated on the goalkeeper, and Santori with that extra TPE dropping a 7.0 so far. But Snook's got a great individual run for a goal, trying to do something there, but it is going to be another corner kick for Buenos Aires.
Good amount of corners already in this game so far. I don't think we're gonna beat the 18 or so that it was, but I feel like most of these highlights have just been corners so far.
All right, here's Munoz. Looking to get that one in. And it was going to get knocked down, and Duck is going to win his team a penalty. That one was just on the edge of the penalty area. Don't get a replay, but it's going to be Scott taking this one. And Scott puts it home. And Buenos Aires, his third goal of the season, it's Sterling Scott.
Oh, it's a good penalty. Got the keeper going the wrong way here. I mean, just drilled bottom corner. That's actually not even bottom corner necessarily, but that was just a great penalty.
Mid-level. But again, it kind of out of nowhere there. It's a kind of opportunity out of nothing. The penalty was kind of quick, and it's like, all right, yeah, sure. But it is Buenos Aires going into the break up 1-0.
I mean, this is this is still anyone's game, I think. Besides that penalty, both teams neck and neck. I think if the other team wins a penalty or if there's an unlucky deflection or anything, this could really still go either way for Romana. So hopefully they can still hold up their confidence.
Referee hasn't been busy in this one. Of course, there's been quite a few fouls, 15 fouls, but no yellow cards. That's an interesting topic.
That's quite impressive, actually.
This referee does not want to do his paperwork.
Who knows, man? Maybe he's just having an off day or something.
It's like, yo, it's the last game of the match day. Let's allow it. Let them play.
Yeah, who needs yellow? Maybe he just left his yellow card at home, so he's just like waiting for enough fouls to go until he can just give someone a straight red. Yeah. I have seen stuff like that happen before. I thought it was a red card for a second. But
no, it's an injury to the goalkeeper. Oh dear.
Oh, the super sub can't play there, can he?
No.
Oh
no. Oh,
what is going on?
Oh my gosh. You get an injury.
Okay, but you know what would be really funny? If both teams got another injury now, because now they don't have any subs.
No, you know what? No, super sub needs to score on super sub.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I didn't. Guys, this is not scripted. Not scripted. No shot. No shot. Genko with the assist. Oh my gosh. Oh, poor Romana.
That was
this is gonna be rough.
Goal too.
Oh my gosh.
Timing.
Oh.
I hope and pray that more than like 10 people are watching this when this goes up, because that has to be like the moment of the season.
We're so far, definitely.
That is so funny.
But here is Scott with the goalkeeper way out of position, and Scott's shot goes even worse out of position, out for a throw-in instead.
Dude, that was insane.
Oh, I'm done.
I need to see that.
You know what? The second half is just flying by. Somehow they're not capitalizing on super sub. He's just being a super sub in goal so far.
He's just sort of there, I guess.
Oh no, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Oh, oh jeez. He almost, I wanted him to shoot again there.
Dude, super sub hat trick.
Super sub player of the match. Make it happen, please.
Has that ever happened before?
I'm going to have to look to the SSL historians to let us know on that one. Let us know in the chat, because that's something I will need to know. But it is Hoppity the other way. Intercepted. It is Genko. Super sub, the legend. But it's intercepted. Santori now up for Poggio. Poggio going to carry this one forward, but good job there from Munoz getting across and making a block there.
I think that's like the first I've seen of Poggio almost all game. I really feel like I haven't seen a whole lot of him yet.
He did have a good shot opportunity in the first half, but that was probably one of the few chances this Romana team has had. But who can deny it is the super sub carrying it forward. Super sub looking to do it all, but finally gets it poked away from the super sub.
Super sub's unquenchable thirst for a hat trick is remarkable. Dude, if they score again, this will be the game of all time. Honestly, I think that commentary call already has to go into like the history
book. It's got to get clipped. Someone's got to clip that.
Please make it happen.
But we do go subs to additional time. It is 5 minutes of time left to go here on this match day. Duck will cross this one in. Gets it cleared away as far as Harrison. Harrison finds Snooks. Snooks in a weird angle. And I think Hoppity blocked that one. You know what? The Romana defense doing it all for their goalkeeper right now. Doing whatever they can for the super sub and goal.
Funny that he hasn't been bad so far, though.
No.
He's like, he has been all right, all things
Oh,
considered.
look at the challenge. Super sub with the double challenge. Round of applause. Beautiful play.
I think they might try and get him starting next week with the performance.
Please, hey, Buenos Aires, start him. Start him, please. If you're playing Catalunya, you know, you might as well.
Oh, man. First team to ever concede a hat trick to super sub. Oh, man.
Oh, here comes the cross in. Good job there from Kabiri. There goes the final whistle. And it will be, oh, please tell me. Oh,
No.
Kabiri. Boo. Kabiri gets player of the match, dropping the clean sheet and a 7.5 rating. But of course, super sub 7.3 and super sub on Romana a 6.8. Very respectable efforts from both the subs.
He may not have won MVP, but he won our hearts. That's for sure.
Well, there you go. There is the final match of this match day here. Any final thoughts there from our fellow commentator, Mr. Dijeron?
No, that was a good game. I think Buenos Aires actually, obviously despite the memes of the super sub and everything, they played very well. Romana just kind of unlucky not to really find anything. But, towards the very end of the second half, the second half of the first half. Sorry, I don't even know why I said it like that. But that was that was really fun to watch. From the penalty to the super sub goal, the injuries coming out of nowhere. That one completely got turned around for me. I was like asleep going into it, and now I feel wide awake.
That is true. There's a quick look at the full-time table as well. Sao Paulo, top of the table with 12 points. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Pablo Kawasaki here. And until next time, folks, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
And stop.